Hello, this is Cinema 4D Quick Tips, and today we will show you how to use the Explosion FX Deformer, which allows you to quickly create and animate realistic explosion effects. First, create a sphere. Then create an Explosion FX Deformer by clicking and holding on the band icon and choosing Explosion FX from the pop-up palette. After that, make the Explosion FX a child of the sphere. Now click on the Explosion FX in the Object Manager, go to the Object tab, and move the slider of the time parameter, or drag the orange dot of the green curve in the viewport to preview the explosion animation. Let's animate the time parameter of the Explosion FX Deformer. Set the time slider in the animation toolbar to frame 0. Then set the time parameter of the Explosion FX Deformer to 0% and click on the diamond to the left of the time parameter to create the first keyframe. Next, move the timeline forward to frame 90. Set the time property to 20% and create the second keyframe. After that, click on the Play Forward button in the animation toolbar to see the basic animation. Let's customize the animation. To increase the number of clusters a sphere explodes into, click on the sphere in the Object Manager, go to the Object tab, and increase the number of segments. In the Object tab, you can also change the shape of the clusters by changing the type property from standard to other types. Now click on the Explosion FX object in the Object Manager. Then go to the Gravity tab. By default, gravity has an acceleration 9.81 and direction of -y world or down. This means that the clusters will fall down as if the explosion were taking place on Earth. But you can reduce the gravity acceleration to slow down the falling of clusters. Or set it to 0 to simulate the conditions of outer space. Next, go to the Cluster tab. Here you can change the thickness of the clusters, making them thinner or thicker. But as you can see, if you make the clusters thinner, they will fly a greater distance, and if you make the clusters thicker, they will fly a smaller distance. In order to change the scattering distance, change the density. An increase in density leads to a decrease in the scattering of clusters, and a decrease in density leads to an increase in the scattering of clusters. Use variations to vary the values of different parameters for each cluster. This will give more realism. In the Explosion tab, you can change the strength, which determines the power of explosion. The decay parameter sets the decline in strength. The higher the value of the decay parameter, the more the strength drops by the time it reaches the edge of the blast range. You can change the blast range below in the blast range field, or by dragging the orange dot for the red curve in the viewport. The Rotation tab contains parameters for setting the rotation of clusters, the most important of which is rotation speed. In the Special tab, you can set the wind, and twist. Thank you for your attention, subscribe to the channel and put your finger up.